This is Sakamoto, who was known as the legendary hitman. Everyone was afraid of him because he was extremely powerful, but one day when he went to the store to buy something, he saw a girl who he really liked. In that moment, he was completely shocked because he had never thought that he would ever fall in love. After that, Sakamoto retired from his hitman job. For that girl, they also had a child who was a girl. And with time, Sakamoto also became fat. A boy named Shin was outside, thinking that he had to kill Sakamoto because he had received orders to do so. A child was playing inside Sakamoto's shop and ink accidentally spilled from his bag onto a man's clothes. That man became very angry and started yelling at the child as if he was about to hit him. But before his punch could reach the child, someone stopped it, and that was Sakamoto. Sakamoto thought that he would beat this man the way he imagined in his head, but then he didn't do anything and just let him go, saying, "Get out." A little while later, Shin came into the shop and started threatening Sakamoto that he had to come with him, but Sakamoto gave him a strong punch. Shin said, "I was your partner a few years ago, don't you remember?" Because he was telling the truth. Sakamoto asked, "Why do you want to kill me?" Then both of them went outside and sat down to talk. There, Shin started thinking that Sakamoto had become very weak now, because he had become fat. While talking, Shin thought of smoking a cigarette, but as soon as he took it out, it broke into two pieces, because Sakamoto had broken it. Behind them on the board, it was written, "No smoking," and it was Sakamoto who had put it up. This lightly shocked Shin because he realized that Sakamoto hadn't just become fat, he was still just as powerful as before. Then suddenly, a man came on a bicycle and started calling out to Sakamoto. Shin thought that maybe this man was here to deliver something bad to Sakamoto, but that wasn't the case, because the man asked Sakamoto to cut some wood for him, and Sakamoto actually was cutting wood. As they went along, Sakamoto helped a lot of people on the way. When he got into the car, Shin was very happy because he still thought Sakamoto was really cool. In that happiness, he started jumping inside the car. Seeing this, some people misunderstood the situation badly because the car was shaking and it seemed like something weird was going on. Then Shin got a call. On the other side was a man who was telling Shin to kill Sakamoto because Sakamoto had stopped working with those men. At night, Shin was very troubled because he didn't feel like killing Sakamoto, but he thought, if I don't do it, someone else will. So the next day, he fired a gun at Sakamoto, but Sakamoto threw a candy toward the gun, and because of that candy, Shin's whole plan failed. Shin looked to his side and saw a kick coming. Sakamoto kicked him very hard. When he opened his eyes, he was completely shocked because Sakamoto didn't just kick him, he also let him sit with his family and eat dinner. Shin noticed something, that Sakamoto's family was sitting in front of him, and they were very happy, and he also understood why Sakamoto had retired. So Shin told the man who had ordered him to kill Sakamoto that he didn't want to kill Sakamoto, but that man didn't agree. Shin tried very hard, but still he refused. Then Shin said, "Kill me instead of Sakamoto." That man said on the surface, "Alright," but inside he was thinking, "As soon as you're dead, I'll immediately kill Sakamoto too." But Shin had the power to read minds, so he instantly discovered the secret in his thoughts, that he was going to betray him. Then those people attacked Shin with guns, but Shin saved himself. Sakamoto was hearing all the gunshot sounds in his shop, which will be revealed later how. He opened his old gun inventory, which had a lot of weapons, and he was doing this so that he could help Shin. There were too many of them, so Shin decided to get out of there as quickly as possible, but a man appeared in front of him and he immediately killed him. Shin noticed that his gun had only a few rounds left, so now he decided not to fight anymore, just to run away. But while running, a bullet hit his leg. Now he was surrounded from all sides. But at that moment, Sakamoto saved him. Sakamoto had a gun-like device with which he knocked down several people in one shot. As soon as their leader saw Sakamoto, he immediately told all his men, "Everyone attack him together." Sakamoto stopped the bullet with chopsticks, which he had brought from his shop. After that, Sakamoto also defeated their leader. Sakamoto hadn't fought like this in many days. Seeing all this, Shin was completely shocked. Shin asked, "How did you get here?" Then Sakamoto removed something from Shin's gun and gave it to him to check. It was a device, through which Sakamoto had been hearing Shin's voice since yesterday, when he first hit Shin. At that moment, he had installed this device. Shin said, "I will leave for another city now," but Sakamoto threw a cloth from his shop at him and invited him to work at his shop. On his first day, Shin was very confused about what he should do, but then Sakamoto's wife and daughter came, and when they saw Shin, they expressed great happiness that he was working at the shop. Shin had become quite busy now, and since he didn't know how to work yet, he was learning everything. Then Shin said loudly, "Sir Sakamoto, you fought very amazingly yesterday." Sakamoto's wife heard this and immediately got angry. She threatened Sakamoto with divorce because they had a rule that Sakamoto would never fight again. After that, Sakamoto took Shin with him to the market. They walked quite far in the market just so they could get some food for themselves and their family. Seeing all this, Shin was completely amazed. How can someone go so far just for food? Suddenly they heard a sound, and when they looked up, they were completely shocked. A girl was coming straight towards them, and she had just jumped from above. She fell directly down and landed right on top of Sakamoto, which ruined all the food Sakamoto had brought. Shin angrily said, "We will definitely make this girl pay for the wasted food." But suddenly some men arrived who had come to attack that girl, and she had jumped down trying to escape them. Those men threatened her, "Quietly come with us, or else it will be bad for you." The girl refused to go with them and decided to fight instead. Shin and Sakamoto both got worried because Sakamoto had brought that food for his family. Shin noticed one thing: that girl was not only a good fighter, but very quick too. After a while, one man caught her. Another man was about to attack her with a knife, but Sakamoto stopped that knife. Sakamoto knocked one of the men down, Shin knocked another one out, and the rest of the men were defeated by the girl herself. Then Shin and Sakamoto ran away with that girl because even more men were arriving. They tried their best, but couldn't catch them, so their leader informed the man who had hired them, "We couldn't catch that girl." That man got angry and hired two brothers who were very dangerous fighters. Shin asked the girl, "Lu, why are those people chasing you?" Lu said, "They are chasing me for a key which holds an important secret of their family." Shin and Lu both were shocked because they started hearing some noises like people were coming closer. Sakamoto also noticed something, but before he could react, he got hit with a powerful kick and he flew up in the air like a kite. The two brothers had arrived, who were extremely dangerous fighters. Shin and Lu got ready to fight. Shin punched one of the brothers, but that man calmly blocked the punch and said, "We killed one of your friends." They were talking about Sakamoto, thinking that Sakamoto was finished. Shin angrily replied, "You guys are underestimating him. Sakamoto is very strong." One of the brothers attacked Lu, but before he could do anything, Sakamoto came back and with a single punch knocked that brother down. Sakamoto's punch was so strong that the ceiling broke and he fell straight down. Along with him, Lu and Shin also fell. The brothers said to Lu, "Give us the key properly or we will kill all of you, just like we killed Lu's parents." Hearing this, Lu completely lost her mind because these were the same people who had killed her parents. Filled with anger, Lu stepped forward to attack them, but Sakamoto immediately stopped her and pushed her down. Because if Lu attacked now, they could easily snatch the key from her. Lu angrily asked, "Why are you protecting me, Sakamoto?" Sakamoto started thinking inside. One day, he had brought a gift for his wife, but his wife refused to accept it because Sakamoto had blood on his face, and it was clear he had earned money by killing someone. His wife became very sad about this and decided to commit suicide, but Sakamoto immediately jumped and saved her with great speed. That day, Sakamoto had made a promise: "From today onwards, I will not kill anyone." Hearing all this, tears came to Shin's eyes. He became very sad because he had sensed all this with his superpower, his ability to read minds. Sakamoto said to Shin, "We have to fight in a way that no one dies." Then the two brothers attacked Sakamoto, but they couldn't even touch him. In the end, Sakamoto defeated both and tied them up with a rope. The man who had hired those brothers was still waiting, but then he heard a sound from behind, and when he looked, he saw both brothers unconscious on the ground, and Sakamoto and Shin standing next to them. After a while, the man got hit, and Lu struck him but didn't kill him, because her family rule was, no one should be killed. Now the matter was about the old safe that could only be opened with Lu's key. As the safe opened, everyone was shocked. Only Sakamoto remained completely relaxed. Inside were lots of valuable things and gold coins. The next day, Sakamoto also hired Lu to work at his shop, but Shin was very angry because Lu still didn't know how to work properly. Shin and Lu were both shocked because they saw Sakamoto talk so much for the first time. He was always silent and serious, but today he seemed quite different. After a while, another man came there, and he looked just like Sakamoto. Seeing this, Shin and Lu were stunned. Their minds were spinning, wondering how there could be two Sakamotos. Suddenly, the other Sakamoto attacked the real Sakamoto, but didn't hurt him. Then he changed his appearance and started smiling while talking to the real Sakamoto. Only then did they realize that he was an old friend friend of Sakamoto, but that man was laughing, mocking Shin and Lu because they had mistaken him for the real Sakamoto. Shin and Lu got furious. Without thinking, they attacked that man. Shin asked Sakamoto, "What is this guy doing here?" The man said, "My name is Nagumo, and I'm only 18 years old." Hearing this, Sakamoto immediately said, "He's lying. He's actually 28. Angry, Shin and Lu beat him again because he had lied. Then they sat Nagumo on a chair and tied him up with a rope. Nagumo shared a shocking fact. There's a 1 billion reward on Sakamoto's head, meaning whoever catches or kills Sakamoto will get 1 billion. They were just discussing this when suddenly a pizza delivery guy came, but Shin felt something strange, and when he used his mind reading power, he found out the guy had come to do something wrong, and it was true. The pizza guy pulled weapons from under his coat and aimed them directly at Nagumo, but Sakamoto was completely chill. He didn't even react. Then Nagumo calmly caught the guy and kept himself safe. Everyone realized Nagumo was pretty strong too. Before leaving, Nagumo told Sakamoto to stay safe because he was in danger. Shin was still confused whether Nagumo was on their side or the enemy's man. That's why Shin went outside to talk to Nagumo face to face, but Nagumo had already disappeared because his speed was also very high. Sakamoto and Shin were sitting outside talking when suddenly Sakamoto's wife and little daughter arrived. His daughter said innocently, "I want to go to the park with everyone." Hearing this, Sakamoto got really worried because he knew danger was looming over him, but he couldn't refuse his daughter's request and finally agreed. Then they all went to the park together, but no one was able to enjoy themselves, especially Sakamoto, because every second he feared that someone might attack. Shin noticed that Sakamoto was very tense, so he decided to protect Sakamoto's family. For this, Shin activated his mind-reading power to detect any threat in advance. Hearing this, Lu got very angry. She started yelling at Shin because she thought Shin was reading people's minds without their permission, but actually that wasn't true. Shin needs a lot of mental strength to read minds, and he only does it when necessary. After a while, Shin called Sakamoto because he had detected an enemy. Sakamoto immediately understood the danger was approaching from behind, and without wasting time, he attacked the enemy. He attacked the enemy very cleverly to avoid killing him. Shin and Lu took the enemy's body and left. Sakamoto's wife heard a noise, but didn't know what Sakamoto had done. When Shin and Lu checked the body, they found the enemy was still alive, just unconscious, because Sakamoto had acted wisely. There were still many people left who wanted to kill Sakamoto, and one more enemy was ready. Shin and Lu were sitting on the roller coaster when Lu said, "I think that white-haired guy is the enemy." Shin immediately read Lu's mind and found out she was absolutely right. Shin wanted to move toward that guy, but his seatbelt wouldn't open. After a while, he finally managed to unbuckle it. Shin jumped on that man and dragged him down with himself. The man stabbed Shin's leg with a knife-like object. That weapon was poisoned. Everything turned red before Shin's eyes, and he couldn't see clearly anymore. After a while, Lu applied some medicine in Shin's eyes that she found in the man's pocket. The man told them that a whole team was planning to kill Sakamoto. After that, they left the man there without harming him and walked away. After the medicine, Shin recovered but had a headache, and because of the pain, he couldn't use his mind-reading power anymore. Lu told Sakamoto that they should leave immediately, but Sakamoto refused because he couldn't leave until his family agreed. Then a woman and another man, even more powerful than the first, came to meet the man. They had also come to harm Sakamoto. Sakamoto's daughter wanted to go into a haunted house. Hearing this, everyone got shocked and scared, but once inside, Lu was the most terrified. The woman asked the man why he wanted to kill Sakamoto. He explained that a few years ago, he was with Sakamoto and wanted Sakamoto to be his friend. He even had dinner with him, but only the girls gave gifts to Sakamoto. One day, Nagumo asked Sakamoto, "Who is this man?" Sakamoto replied, "I don't know him." Hearing this broke the man's heart, and that's why he now wanted to kill Sakamoto. Sakamoto and his family noticed a door shaking. Before they could think, Lu opened it, and many zombie-like people started coming out. Sakamoto felt his family was in danger, so he began fighting them. But before he could do much, someone else hit him, and it was that same man. Shin checked on Sakamoto's wife and daughter and found out they were fine, just unconscious. Sakamoto grew very angry and attacked that man, but before he could strike, the man activated a bomb-like device and knocked Sakamoto down. The man began talking about his bomb. Sakamoto listened carefully and remembered who the man was. He knew him from before. Just as Sakamoto was thinking this, the man launched a second attack. At that moment, Sakamoto remembered his friends and family. The man thought Sakamoto was finished, but soon he was shocked because Sakamoto was coming straight at him, completely recovered and ready to fight.